Tyler Summit's their coach. Mickey DeMoss is his right-hand assistant, and know Mickey a long time. It's my understanding that Coach Summit, Tyler's mother, will be in attendance at the game on Sunday, so I'm sure they'll be excited. He'll have his team ready to play, and you're talking about one of the tradition-rich women's basketball programs in the country from a historical standpoint. And so I'm sure it'll be a good environment, and I'm looking forward to seeing how our kids respond.
I know you were really upset after the game the other day. Have you seen the response from that game? The players seemed to really kind of understand where you were coming from afterwards.
It's been good. You know, it is a tough time of year with finals and everything going on right now. But I think, you know, to be honest with you, we had a heck of a practice 2 days ago, and it was a long day, which is unusual for during finals. And I just love how our kids respond a lot of times in those types of situations. I love how their toughness, not only on the basketball court, but we got some kids really battling in the classroom, and you know, not settling for C's but getting that B, and not settling for that B but going and getting that A, and so it's you know, it's just I really believe in that hard work. And look, y'all, it's hard. You know, we're real demanding here at Mississippi State, and that's just the way it is. And I love how our kids respond to that, and they understand the importance of getting the most out of every day and getting the most out of themselves. And I think that's the hardest thing with young people today, is teaching them to not settle, to get the most out of yourself every day, every chance you get, whether you're competing on the basketball court, in the classroom, get the most out of that day. And so that's, you know, those are things that we try to implore on our kids, and I think they do a great job of, in most of the time, of wrapping their arms around that.
How are you able to get the team to focus on practice or in on preparation when there's so much going on, finals, and then obviously a holiday season and whatnot? How do you make sure that they're focused?
It's a challenge, you know, with young kids today. Hey, just take everything you just said out of the equation. There's so many distractions in the world, you know, with social media and everything. So it's a challenge. But I think, again, we've got some focus, driven kids that you know, are embracing where we are right now. Number 9 in the country, number 10 in the country. They've worked awfully hard to get us here, awfully hard. And so, you know, I think your Dominique Dillinghams, you know, when they come to practice, when she comes to practice every day, she's bringing it. And it kind of, you know, spreads throughout the team, how hard she plays the game. And so, you know, but it is a challenge, no question about it, Michael. It is really difficult in today's world to keep kids focused or get them focused. You know, when they walk in the gym, and we always say when we walk between the lines, it's work time. It's hard to get them to turn off all the extra and just get focused on getting better in basketball.
Can you give us an update on Morgan with her shins?
She's going to practice today. We'll see. She's had 3 days off now. Everybody had Monday off. She did not practice Tuesday or Wednesday, and so we'll see how it goes. I got a feeling she's going to be real good today. She had ribs at my house last night, mashed potatoes and corn, so she ought to be 100%.
Is it similar to plantar fasciitis?
No, this is just this is in her shin bones, in her legs, and so she's you know, it's not uncomfortable to walk. It's just, y'all know how I don't want to say violent she explodes, but you know, when she explodes and goes by somebody, she's pretty good, pretty quick, and so when you do that, you're creating some force there, and I think that's part of her discomfort.
We were talking about getting more out of the kids. What's the next step, or what's the challenge of getting more out of several of your starters, because that's supposedly the reason why they're in that position.
Right.
If they're not giving you any.
Well, we we've got to keep working at it. My thought for the day today is you become what you repeatedly do. And, I think anybody that's been to our practices on a consistent basis knows defensively we do the same 3, 4, 5 drills every day. And I think that's why we've been as successful as we've been on that end of the floor. Now, we've got 7 games of statistics here, and we've got some shooting percentages that we need to get better. And so, again, hard to get kids in the gym and doing extra when they're so focused on doing the student part of the student athlete as well as all the extras in the world. And so that's kind of our focus right now in trying to fix some of these issues. And we're also watching film and realizing, hey, we're in the wrong place here, we're in the wrong place here. That's why offensively we're struggling. It's not who's doing it, it's who's standing. And so we've had to try to attack that and fix that a little bit. And I think we made some headway yesterday. Spacing is so critical offensively, and we've had some real bad spacing issues that we're hopeful that we're addressing this week that's going to kind of fix some of that.
You may have addressed it in the initial comment, and I apologize for missing it, but you talked after the last game about wanting players to play hard, and you're not going to coach effort. In particular, an instance at the end of the game where one or maybe more individuals did not get on the floor for a basketball. Right. How did you address that, and do you think that addressing that issue has corrected it?
I think so. I think our kids realize it right away, and I think that's to their credit and addresses their character. They realize that was a mistake, and you can show them film on it, and they realize that that's not us. I think those 3 that were up here that night realize that's not us, and so I don't think it's something that's an epidemic. I think it was a one-time deal. I think they realize the importance of it, and they know how I feel about those types of things. And so, and I think they've got teammates that feel pretty sternly about those types of things. So we know what's won for us around here over the years, and so I think we've handled it.
I know it's important to play hard all the time. Do you think maybe with Lafayette playing so close last year here, kind of gets our attention a little bit?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, they've got a tremendous player in Wingate, and can elevate over you, create her own shot. Obviously, they played us to the very end last year, and so I got a feeling our kids will be ready to go on Sunday. And again, the opportunity to play a good team on the road. Hey, if we're going to live being in the top 10, we got to answer the bell. And I'm sure they're going to be fired up about hosting a top 10 team on that home court. There's been a bunch of top 10 games in that building over the years, but maybe not many lately. But I'm sure, Tyler and Mickey and that staff is going to have a great plan. And so I'm anxious to go down there and have a chance to play.
From that aspect, from going on the road, how much do you feel like that going in that atmosphere at Texas really helped the younger players? Because some of those other players have experienced that road atmosphere before. Well,
I think the answer to that is yet to be seen. They've obviously experienced it. Now let's see how we handle it the next time. I think we played awfully hard against Texas. We just didn't play well. So we obviously, in some regards, didn't handle some things there very well. We handled some other things pretty well. And so somebody like a Jazz who hadn't seen that environment or been on the road, the environment wasn't that bad. There wasn't but 4,000 people there. But just playing on the road against the top 10, that in itself is enough. And so, and then the talent, I mean, their guard play is outstanding. And so you got a freshman, my freshman in there trying to swim with the piranhas, so to speak. It's a challenge. And so I think Jazz grew from that. She's had great practices. Man, I love Jazz Holmes. And when she gets some confidence and because she's fast in the open floor, she delivers a ball. I think she can be really good defensively. So Jazz is going to be a great player for us, and we just got to get her going.
We've talked a lot about the depth, particularly at the 4 position. Have you begun to see any separation? Because we talked earlier about production.
Yeah.
There's varying levels of production there. Are you seeing anyone separate themselves?
Not really. I think we've got. I'm waiting still. You know, I've been shuffling that group around. I'm gonna shuffle them around again today. You know, the answer is plain and simple, not really. And I need someone to separate themselves. But, you know, it's just right now, for lack of a better word, it's just a log jam of the same. Really, everybody's kind of got the same thing going. Some might be a little bit better defensively. Some might be a better passer. Some might be a better dribbler. But nobody is really separating themselves. And I think that's, again, we got to have somebody step up in that position at some point in time.
Is that more of a mindset with the players in that group? Because a couple of years ago, you had a freshman come in and displace an upperclassman.
Yeah.
And arguably, the talent level was similar, but maybe it was more of a mindset for that player to come in and, I'm going to take this.
Yeah.
How much of it is a mentality at that position?
You might be onto something there. And again, it's just all those kids are competitive. I won't say they're not competitive, but they're also really good friends. And so instead of me having to sub in and out during practice, I'll look up and one will have the other one come in for them, you know. And so that's they're great kids and they're good friends, and that's their mindset. And so you know, I think if we took everybody in the room and we went out and we were competing for something, and you know, we'd all be wanting to be out there as long as we can possibly can. You know, if we're trying really wanting to be the person in that role. So, you know, it's a challenge with that group in particular. But again, great kids, and I'm sure somebody's going. I'm sure they're all going to rise. Really, to be honest with you, I think they're all going to elevate their game and get better, and so we're kind of working on that, and I'm anxious to get there.
9 in one poll, 10 in the other. I don't know where you thought you would be this week after the loss to Texas and Sunday, but obviously somebody still thinks you're on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got respect nationally, no question about it, Danny. I think you know, people believe in what we're doing. They believe in our kids. And so I think, you know, by going into Texas and playing great defense, I think people across the country know defensively we're always going to be good and we're always going to play hard. And so that's always going to give you a chance. You know, at the end of the day, that's always going to give you a chance. And so, to be honest with you, I kind of felt like this is probably where we'd be. You know, even after losing on the road, I felt like we'd probably still be hanging around in that top 10 area.